Today we are here with Kristin Höller to talk about In-Ovo sexing. She studied agriculture at the University of Bonn. She worked with the Rewe Group, which is a big German retailer, in the sustainability department for 3.5 years. Kristin has been working for Select and Respect, that are the companies dedicated to In-Ovo sexing and all these technologies related with In-Ovo applications for the last 3 years. And it is especially responsible for sales and human relations as well. Then we welcome you, Kristin, and thank you for accepting this invitation for this interview related with ovosexing.
Hello, thank you very much for the invitation.
Kristin, the public is very interested to know what are the main reasons to try to implement ovosexing on the production of laying hens.
To answer this question, we have to look a little bit at the breeding, because there are specific breeds for chicken in the egg production. And this breed, they are the females, they lay the eggs, of course. And the males, they don't gain enough weight that it's worthwhile economically to fatten them. And that's the reason why the male chickens, they are culled directly after the hatch. And every year around 300 million male chicks are killed in the EU only alone, because it's not economically to fatten them, and the males, they don't lay eggs. And this is really a big problem, and we want to stop that. And this is really a reason why we need to focus on In-Ovo sexing technologies.
Mm-hmm. And we understand your welfare concerns that I think that are shared by all the industry, and we have had this problem for a lot of years, trying to find ways to use those males that have very low growth. But I understand now that there are some regulations in Germany and probably going in other European countries about sacrificing male chickens after hatch. Is that correct? How is that evolving now in the European Union?
Yes, that's correct. I just mentioned that in the EU, only alone 300 million male chicks are killed only because of these reasons I told before. And only in Germany there are like 45 million male chicks that has been killed in the past every year. And finally this practice has been banned at the beginning, or since at the beginning of this year. So since the 1st January 2022, it's not allowed to kill the chicks anymore in Germany. And this is really a big step forward in the right direction. And Germany is here really a pioneer country for that.
Mm-hmm. And let me ask you, these technologies have been under development for a few years, and you are the pioneers on implementing them in commercial conditions. And with your experience, what are the advantages and also the disadvantages of In-Ovo sexing? What have been the challenges that you have faced, and the new possibilities that you see with these technologies?
The main advantage of In-Ovo sexing is that you can analyze the genetic of a chick before hatch, so that the male chickens, they don't need to hatch anymore, because we do the analysis during the incubation process, and this is a really, really a big advantage, and the process is really, really fast and effective. And yeah, the disadvantage, you asked also about the disadvantage, is that, of course, it's a new system, and you need a machine to do that. And right now, at this point, the machines are limited. So right now, it's not we are not able to serve all the requests we get. So we need more machines. We need to just to increase our amount of machines and to serve all the requests. And so it's a little bit more complicated, but not really complicated. But it's you just have like the regulation that you need a machine.
I see. So then, among all these technologies that are for In-Ovo sexing, that are the great majority is still under development, yours has been very successful. Could you tell us about tell us how the In-Ovo sexing process works with your machines, with the system that you have developed?
Yes, of course. What we do is we do the gender identification of the hatching eggs on day 9. And maybe this is also interesting for you why we do it on day 9. We analyze the gender of the egg on day 9 because of the allantois fluid, which we need. And in this allantois fluid, there's the female hormone estrogen sulfate, and we need to extract it. I will explain it later in detail. But this fluid, this varies greatly in size during the incubation process. And on day 9, the size is constant. So we do the analysis then because of that on day 9. Before, it's not possible. And this is like the explanation why we do it on day 9. And now I'm coming to, or I would like to explain you how the process works more in detail. And it is that we take out the eggs on day 9 of the incubator, and then first we check the eggs for the fertilization, and then we just process with the fertilized eggs. And then we use our machine for the next steps. We use our machine. This is the Select Circuit. And we put the eggs in this machine. And then at first we are doing a blood vessel detection. So we check with a special light where the blood vessels in the eggs are. Because the step afterwards is that we, with a really precise laser, we are doing a really small hole. It's a 0.3 millimeters wide hole in the eggshell, and we don't want to do the hole where blood vessels are. This is the reason why we are analyze before that where the blood vessels are.
Let me see. So then. That's a very complex and detailed process. But let me ask you, how long does it take this identification? What is the speed that you can reach with this In-Ovo sexing machine?
You can say, like, in total, from the beginning of the analysis until the end, we know the gender of this egg. It takes 1 second per egg. This is because, of course, in every step seen by its own, it takes longer. But due to the fact that we analyze the various amount of eggs at the same time, to sum it up, in total, we need 1 second per egg to identify the gender, which is pretty fast, yeah.
really fast, really. And so you are able to meet the requirements of a commercial hatchery. That is very good.
Yeah.
In general, you were mentioning that you do the whole and then you do also an identification. So there is some kind of reaction that happens there with the sample that you obtain to do this identification from the fluid.
Yes, that's right. I just want to complete the process before I come to the reaction. Is after we're doing the hole with the laser in the egg, we absorb the fluid, so we don't go inside of the egg. We absorb it, and then we seal the hole with beeswax, and then we're coming to the analysis. And with the analysis, it works like this: that the fluid sample is now applied on a patented marker, and this marker reacts to the hormones, the female and the male hormones, and the marker shows a color change when the hormone is female, so when the egg is female. And due to the color change, we know, we can distinguish and sort the eggs. I'm sorry, we can sort the eggs then. And this is how the marker works.
I see. Then let me ask you, with all these manipulations, when the eggs are moving, or you are opening the hole, you are extracting the fluid, sealing again, there are any chances people may think that the eggshell could suffer some kind of microfractures, cracking, or contamination? Could you tell us about how tell us what has happened with your experience? I believe for a year or more that you have been doing this, you already have a large experience with great number of eggs. Could you tell us how that has worked?
Yeah, of course. Now we are working since a few years, and now we developed, of course, our system, and so we improved our system. And now definitely we can say there are no risks at all. There are no damages at all on the egg. The chicks which hatch resulting from this method, they are not weird. They don't have 3 legs or 2 heads. They are normal chicks, and this is because the allantoic fluid is extracted with a really precise electronical controlled suction process, and consequently it has no negative effects on the eggs at all, the process, and the inside remains completely untouched and unharmed. And this is really a point which is really important for this process, and we are always improving. Also, I told you before that we now close the egg again, or we seal the hole with beeswax. This is what we also didn't do like a few years ago, and this is what next improvement step. And now we really can say there's really no loss at all or risk at all.
I see. So once the process is done, you have selected males and females. So the females, of course, you will send them to the hatch. But what happens with the males? Are the companies using them for something? What is at this moment the common practice? And what do you envision in the future that will happen with the evolution of regulations?
Yeah, this is also, of course, a question which we always get. And the male's eggs are used to produce high quality animal feed. And these male eggs are an important component of feed recipes for the farm animals. And so it's this plays an important role in the circular approach to the nutrient use, and so we use them.
Well, the process it seems to be very well thought and working very well. But I have surprisingly, it has not been expanded to many other countries. I understand that you have been mainly in Germany and probably going to also serve in Netherlands and other areas in that part of the world. But why this is not getting implemented in other layer companies around the world? What do you see that is the main limitation?
We have this technology in the Netherlands. So there we already have machines, and we already have a machine in Germany. And yeah, we have different kind of restrictions. One is that the other countries in the EU, they are not so far as Germany is. There are countries which really has regulations, but they're mainly for the future to avoid chick culling, for example, Italy and Austria, and just to name a few. But they are not so strict as Germany is. So this is one regulation. But we see that this topic is getting really a topic as well in these countries. And so because it's a really important topic, and so we believe that it's getting more and more important also in these countries, and that the industry wants to change. So I really believe that in the future we will have more machines also in other countries than in Netherlands and Germany, just in order to serve then the requests which will come. So, and this is one challenge which we face, what we face. And there's another challenge what we face, and this is to Germany, because to the German law. Because gender identification in the hatching egg in Germany is to be carried out starting from the 1st January 2024, before the 7th day of hatching in Germany. And so this is really a restriction, and the German government, they need to decide in March 2023 whether this additional restriction must be implemented from 2024 onwards. And so nobody knows what will be in 2024, and this is really one of our biggest challenge, because I said from January 2024 only gender identification technologies are allowed which do the gender identification before day 7, or probably, we'll see. And we are doing the gender identification on day 9. And to do the gender identification on day 6 is enormous difficult. And it's really enormous difficult to extract the fluid without harming the embryo. And these are our biggest challenges. And so we really hope that the German law will be changed in March 2023, that this regulation will be changed, because there are no other technologies which can identify the egg before day 9 in this really in practice. And so this is what we really hope, and we really hope that the different legislations in the EU that they will kind of disappear, that we will get like an EU-wide regulation. And we want to help to establish the fair market environments, and for eggs completely free of chick culling.
Well, but maybe something that could help people to also implement this technology is to be more effective at gender selection. For example, there are always errors when it's done even at the first day of hatch, and that delays also activities in the hatchery, and you require more people to do this. Even with lines that have different feather color, there are some errors. So could you tell us what is the efficacy of these machines to do this? And of course, there is a labor cost savings there because the machine is automatic. Maybe later you can tell us how many people requires to run the machine.
To the accuracy question, currently we achieve an accuracy of 98 to 99%. So this is really a high amount of accuracy, and we are really proud of that because, of course, at the beginning, a few years ago, the accuracy rates were not so high as they are now or are today. So the process is constantly being improved. And this is why we achieved now these high accuracies. And to your question, how many people are used to work on the machine? We need let me explain. This is really difficult to answer because it always depends on the order. And but usually in a normal process, during one shift, you need 6 people running all the machine and the process.
6 people. So, Kristin, I want to thank you for your time and for sharing these experiences, good experiences on In-Ovo sexing with our audience here. And we hope to have you in a future webinar or activity with Avenues International. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and thank you very, very much for the opportunity.
Thanks.